everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys. My name is Kathryn Kauffman, and I'm a psychic medium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to my every Monday night show. This is where we discuss what and who we are in this journey called life. And tonight we have a special guest, Sister Jessica.
How are you guys doing?
Back with Conversations with Sister Jessica. And we're going to go into the Satanic Rosaries. This was something that I was watching YouTube and I found a YouTube video about it and I was like, what is
I
this?
know, right?
And so I thought, well, if I hadn't heard of it, I know you guys hadn't heard of it. So I thought maybe we should bring a little bit more awareness to this and discuss a little bit about it and maybe be a little bit more watchful. And I was talking to somebody this afternoon, one of my clients, and she said, I'm not real religious, but a lot of my friends are, and a lot of them have rosaries, and I wonder if they know to look for this or they know about it. So even if, maybe if you are not Catholic or you may not have a rosary, you may have friends or family that participate, and these people would definitely need to know. So take it away, Sister Jessica. What are the Satanic Rosaries?
Okay, first off, let me start out with the Catholic Church's stance on this.
Okay.
What they say is a Catholic perspective, there can be no such thing as a satanic rosary. You may call an apple an orange or a boy a girl. That doesn't change the reality of what they are. So it is with the rosary. The rosary is a devotional in honor of the Virgin Mary. Anything other than that is counterfeit. You may see online various ropes with beads on them and all of that, but those are not rosaries. They are satanic rosaries.
So they're satanic objects and they're
They're
not.
right. They're satanic objects, but there's no such thing as a satanic rosary.
Right, because the rosary is dedicated to the Virgin Mary
Right.
and Jesus.
Correct.
So what?
So it would be just like any other religious object in your home. If you had some kind of demonic entity with you or something like that, their first thing to do is destroy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Who makes these for, like, where are these coming from?
Well, they're all made of cheap plastic, and most of them are coming out of China.
Mm-hmm.
China makes everything, and you can buy them
Oh,
anywhere from eBay to Amazon. All those places sell them.
really? Well, how
Really?
are they labeling these? Are they labeling them as rosaries or
No,
satanic?
they're labeling them as oh, I'm thinking here, um, Illuminati, some
Hmm.
kind of Illuminati thing. Or I want to say that there's another word for it, bohemia or something like that. They're listing
Mm-hmm.
that as being these types of rosaries.
Do we know who's behind making them and marketing them?
No, we do not. I can't find
Let's do
anything
some.
based on who's
Oh, okay.
making them.
Let's do some shout outs. Shout out to Ina and Janice. Good to see you guys. And Amber and Evrod. Good to see you all. Thank you for being here with us. I'm going to try to watch for comments on my phone because, as you know, these streaming softwares, again, they don't play the videos and they don't show you the comments.
Yeah, I
I
was
may get
just
one
waiting for
comment
that.
where they're now, I did watch one of the videos about the Satanic Rosaries that they were actually pointing the finger at the Freemasons.
No, no,
That's what I was thinking. I was
I
thinking,
can't
oh,
imagine Freemasonry doing that.
yeah, I can't either. And that was a little disturbing because they really didn't say that they had any proof of that. But
Right.
like So what's the purpose of making these, distributing them, and having this deception? What do you feel like the purpose is behind that?
Well, the purpose with anything satanic is destruction. They want to get into your life. They want to mess it up in whatever way they can. And I think that's what their whole object is. They've been putting them off into the Catholic churches. They'll go in there, leave them with all the other rosaries, and you got people picking them up, taking them home, and suffering the consequences of these rosaries.
So what consequences do people see when they mistakenly take these into their home and use them daily?
Well, I don't know that they're using them per se, because a lot of people will take them home and put them in their drawers or whatever, and it will just hang out in the house. It's kind of like a safety net.
Mhm.
I mean, I always carry mine with me. If I'm in a position where I feel threatened, I will put it in my hand and have it with me, and that's my link with God.
Yeah, your anchor.
Right, that's my anchor.
Yeah.
And so people will take these things home and just put them wherever in the house, not
Mhm.
necessarily using them, because I mean, we all have our own special rosaries that we use for
Mhm.
prayer purposes. So a lot of people will just bring them home, throw them in a jar somewhere or something like that. But then, you know, they will suffer the consequences of that by having nightmares and all these other oddities, that goes along with oppression. So yeah,
So some of the oppressive type of symptomologies are, bad luck, bad things
yeah,
happening, nightmares, depression,
right,
changes of mood, also strains on relationships, loss of job, all just
exactly,
all around bad juju.
yeah.
There are the consequences. So if you now what we're going to do, and I'm hoping that everybody's going to be able to hear the audio as we discuss some of these crosses. Hey to Jonathan Ho, good to see you tonight. Um, we'll look at some of the pictures of them and discuss them, and then we'll go into what you should do with them or how you should dispose of them after you get one. So let's look at this one. Sister Jessica, can you describe what we're looking at here?
What we're looking at is the four suns on each end of the cross are somehow related to, I want to say, pagan types of religious backgrounds. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so these guys are putting like the upside down cross, which is what you see up there. They also
Yeah,
put
at the where the red circle is.
right where the red circle is, and they keep putting snakes and stuff wrapped around the cross or wrapped around Jesus or whatever. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
that's one
Mm-hmm.
of the identifying factors at the bottom of this picture. There is a snake wrapped around one of the arms of the sun.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. It's kind of at the top, right? Am I looking at it
Yes,
right? It's
it's
at
at
the
the
top.
top, right? You're looking at it right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at another one.
This is
So
another
this
picture of the suns.
right, and
Um,
you can see that they're really cheaply made.
they are.
Can you see what is underneath that sun there on the top?
Um, Actually, I
It looks
cannot, but
like buildings or
I think it's a cross with a snake on it.
ah, yeah, yeah.
That's what it
It
appears
looks
to
like
be.
a cross with a snake on it. But those have the suns as well.
Right.
Now we'll
And
look
there's
at a
something
few
about
more
the
here.
suns and the 14 rays that are coming out of it that has some
Ah,
kind
okay.
of
Significance.
yeah, significance to a paganistic religion.
So this one has the
Yours
snake. You
is
can definitely
yours is
see
the
the
same
snake.
too.
coming out of that one, and the
Yeah, you can see
suns.
it right above his head. There's a snake
Mhm.
wrapped around the cross.
Mhm. Mhm. Let's take a look at a couple more.
This one has definitely got the snake around it
Yep. On the
above his
top and the
head
bottom. Is
and
that
the
around
bottom.
the bottom too?
Yes.
Mm.
And again, this one has the suns. There are
Yeah.
several more that are different, like
Here's
let's
a
see
here's
here.
a different one that we were talking about earlier. This has actual little devil,
Demons. Yep.
little demon heads on it
Right.
instead of where the suns were supposed to be. We have little demon heads on there.
Exactly.
And if you don't look closely, you would kind of miss that as just an adornment or.
Yeah, you would.
Mhm.
If you're not paying attention to it, then you're gonna,
Mhm.
you're not gonna do anything about it. Chunk it in the drawer with the rest of them.
Yeah, and now these are regular
Those are regular rosaries. Yes,
rosaries.
those are the
So
good ones.
you can see a huge difference between these, you
Yes.
know, definitely. Let me check for questions. Hey to Tracy West. Amber says, I've seen snake and demon heads on one before. It was plastic, very wild. Glad I didn't touch it. Or are they, and she wants to know, are they basically curses?
Yes, they are cursed.
Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes, Amber. They are curses. Ina says, I'll just stick with the old one I got in grade school in the 1950s. I think that's probably your best
Exactly.
bet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Amber says that the where she saw this one was in North Carolina, and that they had a Church of Satan there. And I can see maybe people doing that if there's a local establishment dedicated to Satan. Hey to
Right.
Nancy Moore and Donna Cole, good to see you guys. And there was something I was going to ask you about
Okay.
this. One of the purposes that I kind of read about was they were saying that the rich people were easy to corrupt, but the lay people, like regular people like us, are more difficult, and
Hmm.
that putting these rosaries out is an easier way to get at regular people,
Yes.
is
Yes. I
basically
agree
what
with that. I
I
agree
was
with that.
reading with
Yeah.
regard to this. How do you feel about that, Sister Pesca?
You know, the laity is like an easier target. You can't get to a nun or to a priest very readily, but the lay people you can get to, and that's the
Yeah.
whole purpose behind this Satan movement, is to see how much destruction they can do within the church. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like pagan people, like Wiccan, for instance, I know that they don't believe in Satan, so
Mm-hmm.
for them, it's like a, why are we getting all excited about? But you have to know that
Mm-hmm.
being a Christian, um, you can have good without evil, but you can't have evil without the good. You know what I'm saying?
So I just had a flash of a thought here.
Okay.
Okay, so the body of the church is its people and
Right.
its followers.
Yeah.
And if they want to bring the church down, if they want to destroy the church, they are attacking at the body of the church.
Correct. That's right.
And so the curses that go with that are specifically designed to drive a wedge between the church and the person or
Exactly.
people.
Exactly. You're driving a
Okay.
wedge between the
They're
church or the people in Christ.
right. So they really, they're wanting destruction of the church as their ultimate goal. And whoever gets hurt in the process is just, they really don't
Collateral
care.
damage. That's it. Collateral damage.
Is that right?
Whether it's a 5-year-old or an 80-year-old, it doesn't matter.
Hey to Mary Bida. She says, "Oh yeah, right." Mary says, "Very interesting." And hello there. Hello back to you, Mary. Um, so another thing that we were talking about, and I don't know if you're prepared to do this. We had talked about the definition of evil. Do you have
Yes,
that where you
I
can
do.
read it?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, the definition of this is going to be a little bit, so give me a minute. Evil
Oh, you're fine.
behavior, evil behavior includes sin committed against other people, murder, theft, or adultery, evil committed against God, unbelief, idolatry, and blasphemy. From the disobedience of the Garden of Eden in Genesis 2:9 to the wickedness of Babylon the Great in Revelations 18:2, the Bible speaks of the fact of evil, and man is held responsible for the evil he commits in Ezekiel 18. Essentially, evil is a lack of goodness. Moral evil is not a physical thing. It is a lack or privation of a good thing. As Christian philosopher Moreland states, evil is a lack of goodness. It is goodness spoiled. You can have good without evil, but you can't have evil without good. God is love in First John 4. The absence of love in a person is ungodlike and therefore evil. And an absence of love manifests itself in unloving behavior. The same can be said concerning God's mercy, justice, patience, etc. The lack of these godly qualities in anyone constitutes evil.
Mm-hmm.
Moral evil,
That's pretty good.
you like that?
Yeah.
Moral evil done to others. It is what, okay, moral evil is what's done to others. It can exist when unaccompanied by external action. Murder is an evil example, but it starts with a moral thought in your head, which is in Matthew
Mm-hmm.
5
Mm-hmm.
1.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now, so guys and gals, if you happen to get one of these, or if let's say, God forbid, one of your friends goes to their pile of rosaries and looks at them and says, "Oh my God, I have one of these."
Hmm.
What should people do if they accidentally purchase one, or if one is accidentally given to them? What should people do?
Well, first and foremost, take it to your priest, a priest, or you know what I'm saying, and
Mm-hmm.
have them bless it. And once it's blessed, it can no longer be evil. So do that. If you want to get rid of it, then break it up into small pieces and bury it in the yard.
Okay.
Okay.
So I had pulled up the front page of this is this the prayer
That
said
is a
to?
prayer, yes. Any lay person that is in good standing with the church can do this prayer, or a priest can do this prayer.
I would
But
definitely
you
recommend that a
have to be
priest
in
do
good
it.
standing with the church.
So if somebody doesn't want, let's say they want the priest to bless the item, but then they want them to get rid of it, would the priest get rid of it for them?
Yes, they will take it,
Okay.
or they
Okay.
should
Okay.
take
What
it.
if somebody if has one, but they're not Catholic?
It doesn't matter if you're Christian, anybody can pray a rosary. Okay. So I would assume that
Mm-hmm.
anybody that has one of these, whether you're a Catholic or not, is irrelevant. As long as you're a Christian, that's where the problem is.
Well, what I'm meaning is, I can see where people would be hesitant to ask for help if they were not members of the Catholic Church.
Right. But you can still
thinking
still
maybe
take
I'm
it to a
wasting.
priest, or you can
Is
take
that
it to the
okay? That's
Catholic
what I mean.
Church.
Is it okay if they can take it to a priest and they're not
Sure, sure.
members?
Oh yes.
Okay. Because I can see some people might be hesitant to do that if they weren't, a member of the church.
Yes, yes.
They
If they're
wouldn't
in
know that
fear,
it's
if they are
okay.
in fear, they think they have something like that, then they are more than welcome to bring it to the church.
So is it, I know it's probably better to bless it and then just have somebody dispose of it. But what if they just dispose of it? Is the curse still in the home?
I think if it's removed, you know, there are people that can do a binding type thing on it, um, and get it out of the home as long as it's not in the home. I mean, if you fill your home with good things, then evil can't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
So get rid of it. If you can't take it to a church, then bury it in your yard,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because that's
Hey
going
to
to
Barbara Annie, good to
break
see you
it right.
tonight. Yeah, so burying it is okay. But do you
Yes.
recommend they break it up and then bury it or just bury
Yeah,
it?
they can do that. Do not burn it.
Right, because that releases.
That releases it exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people are under the misconception that burning things is okay, and it most definitely isn't, be it a satanic rosary or a Ouija board or whatever. You're
There's a
releasing.
question up here. I'm just looking at it now. What is the significance of the snake and the suns? I wanted to touch on that. So on
Oh, okay. I
Rosary,
didn't see that. Is that on Facebook or YouTube?
it's on. I don't know where it is. It's on the.
That
It's
must be on YouTube.
it's from Karen Camacho.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not seeing that, so it must be YouTube.
what is the significance of the sun? It says here in my information. It says on these rosaries you will find four suns, each on each of the corners of the cross, with 14 lines or 14 rays coming out of them.
Mm-hmm.
After speaking to several rosary makers, they all confirm that this design seems unique to only these rosaries. Specific suns or the number of rays, um, one maker said, has only seen them in bulk orders from China. Um,
So one thing I was reading had said that the suns were specifically linked to Lucifer, like that was his symbol
yes,
or
yes.
sign.
Well, I would can imagine that suns being fire would have a whole lot to do with hell.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
um,
King of Hell.
people like to say that it could be like a halo sort of thing, kind of like we would have in a monstrous.
Yeah.
You know how it has the rays coming off of it, but that is to signify God's greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can imagine that putting them on there only would say that um, that would be. I don't know how I'm going to say this. Um, I'm kind of lost here. Hold on a second.
Well, I feel like it is sort of a dominating type of symbol
It is.
over
It is.
Jesus because
Yes,
they're putting that Lucifer symbol over the top of Jesus.
exactly. And you know,
And I feel like it is sort of a dominating.
well, it goes back to evil in the church. You know what I mean? There's such a clash there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would say that those
Mm-hmm.
sons are more of a demonic type thing than a Christian one. Now, as
So,
far as
what
the
is
snake,
the snake? Is the serpent, which that's Satan, the
that's
serpent.
yeah, that's our um, way of identifying Satan
Mm-hmm.
through the snake.
Are there other symbols? Because one thing I read said that some of the other symbols that were on the crosses were diamond patterned. And what
Yes,
does that mean? I
yeah,
didn't
I
know
don't know.
what that meant.
I haven't come across that yet.
I haven't
But I
seen
know that
any.
there's some that have pentagrams too on either end
Mm,
of the cross, whether they're upside down or
hmm
right side up. I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. It's all very interesting.
Yeah, I
Hey
mean,
to Connie Milligan and Nancy Jenkins Moore and Deanna Flannery. Good to see you guys.
as far as our distribution, there's a question up here about distribution. We don't know who's distributing them. We only know that they're appearing in churches.
So they what so is it a common practice that the church provides these free rosaries to
Yes, it
people,
is.
and are they coming in to like plant them in
Yes,
with the
that's exactly
normal
what they're doing,
ones?
is planting them among the other rosaries so that a parishioner can come up and take them without, thinking much more of it.
Yeah, they're
They've already
thinking these are from the
they've already cursed
church.
it, and this person's taking it home, and you know what happens after that.
They're taking that curse into the home.
Exactly.
And that's when the bad stuff happens, and they may not be aware enough to make the connection. And so that was kind of why I wanted to do the show, is to bring more awareness to this so that people will start to look at things a little bit closer. Kind of like, I mean, this is a bad analogy, but I have been watching a few shows on YouTube about the ingredients and deceptive nature of ingredients on the labels of stuff that we're buying and ingesting as food products. And I've become aware of a huge amount of deception just by reading the labels.
Yeah,
And so I think from now on, folks, we're going to have to look at everything that we have a little bit closer.
that's
You know,
right.
you can't just take something at face value and take it home. You've got to examine it. And just like some of the toys that are coming out of China, in the middle of the toy, when the parents are finding the stuff broken open and they're finding satanic stuff inside the toys. We have to look at things a little bit closer.
Oh, that one word that, as far as looking on like Amazon stuff like that, they're coming up under the terms of Leviathan Rosary and
Oh my
Baphomet
gosh.
Rosary, whatever Baphomet is, unless that's some type of demonic
It's
thing.
a
I don't know.
demonic.
Is it?
Yeah. Just it it's one of those many, many, many names of Satan, like Beelzebub, Baphomet, Lucifer. So yeah. So definitely, you guys, look at everything you have. Talk to your friends. Tell your friends about this. In case maybe they have one of these, and share the video with them. We've got the pictures of the different ones up there. Let them look at them, and maybe you can save them a lot of heartache and a lot of problems if you share this information with them, because accidentally taking these homes is definitely a curse, and it will cause horrible things to happen to the family. And like we said a while ago, the whole goal is to drive a wedge between the church and its people.
Exactly.
And they're striking at the people because the people are easy targets, and they don't care if this curse goes home with these people. They don't care what happens to the people. They're so desperate to drive a wedge in between the church and the people that they'll sacrifice the people gladly to do that.
Right. Now, while we're giving shout outs, I want to give one out to Jordan Burke.
Okay.
He is the author of the paper that I have, and I
Okay.
want to give him
Awesome.
his credit for his information. It's out there on the web, okay? So look
What's
under
the name of
Satanic
it?
Rosaries.
Oh, so it's Jordan
Jordan Burke.
Burke,
Yeah,
and he has the paper on the Satanic
he
Rosaries.
does, and it's very informational.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jordan. We appreciate you writing that and contributing. And I guess that's it for the evening. And I hope you guys really got something out of this, and maybe you can help some friends of yours. Maybe you can prevent yourself from having this oppression come down on you. And I thank you, Sister Jessica, for joining us and giving us all this great
Well,
information.
maybe next time I
And,
won't be
and
so nervous. Okay.
well, you just need to have one of these, and you'll
Yeah, I
be
know,
just
right? I've got well, I've got my blue Russian here.
all right, guys. Until next week, kisses from Kentucky, and I will see you guys later. Thank
See ya.
you.
Take care. Look out for each other.